Stick with me for a bit here. 80% of New Year's resolutions don't stick, and this is why. Someone came up with that stat, I don't know how, but I guess it's far more than 80%. And this is why 2019 will be just like 18, 17, 16, 2009, 1999. It's because almost everyone misses at least one of these things, and you need them all. Okay? 1, no real commitment. 2, no real plan. 3, no strong why. 4, no accountability. You have to have someone to report to. 5, they don't change their surroundings. 6, no future date pulling you forward. And 7, no confrontation of fear-based truths. These are also called self-limiting beliefs. Let me explain these, and you'll understand by the end. 1, what's a real commitment? A real commitment is leaving no other options. You burn the ships. This is the Napoleon Bonaparte story when his troops were low on morale before a big battle. He knew they would lose because they just wanted to go home. So he had his generals light the ships on fire, leaving no option of returning home unless they won. You need to burn the ships and leave no other option. 2, you need a real plan. Most people only plan as far as getting to the gym. Some personal trainers plan as far as what you'll do that day, but what are you gonna do when you get to that gym? Is what you're gonna do best for your goals, for your body, for your current state? Maybe a few people get lucky and somehow end up doing a workout that works for them, but it's like 1 in a million odds. So what about the long term of this plan? What are you gonna follow that workout up with? What are you going to do next week to capitalize on what you did this week? What about next month? How are you going to progress, regress, or lateralize your exercise to continue to create the stimulus that accomplishes the change you wanna see over the next year? Do you have recovery strategies? How are you going to see where you are tripping yourself up and putting obstacles in your own way? The thing about fear-based truths and self-limiting beliefs is that you're the last person to see them. You're basically operating a car with 1 foot on the gas and 1 foot on the brake while the car is in drive, but you're looking in the rearview mirror and you don't know where you are, like where you're starting from, and you're lacking a clear vision of where you want to go. What do you suppose the odds are of ending up at the location you wanted to be? This is why you need a plan. You need a plan that projects over the next 4 months. And before making this plan, you have to assess where you are, okay? We have to assess where you are starting from and where you want to go. Number 3, you must have a strong reason why. If you have a strong enough reason, you can survive any struggle. You must have an indestructible reason why you're going for what you want. Or, what would be the point of pushing through the discomfort of the growth and the courage and the resiliency that it will take to get where you want to go? 4, everyone benefits from accountability. You have to have someone to report to. Everyone thinks they can do it alone, and they can. It's just that it's astronomically harder, and it's way less fun. You don't need to make this more difficult. You need to pull up every stop that there could possibly be and go for it. This is no different than using all your willpower to get to the gym, then realizing you have no more mental capacity to come up with what exercises you do while you're there. And you have to make yourself do them. And then on top of that, who is holding you to doing it? Who is waiting for you to show up? Who is recording your data? Who is tracking your progress? Who are you reporting to? That is the big question. How are you adding pressure to yourself to make yourself follow through with showing up and succeeding? Number 5, change your surroundings. If nothing changes, nothing changes. That's easy to say, but what you've done and where you've been up to this point is how you've gotten to where you are. If you want to change, you have to change something. You have to change your surroundings to get new ideas, new influences, new knowledge. Okay, number 6, set a future date. Set a future date to pull you forward. Without a deadline, a goal is just a dream. Goals are pretty silly, really. You want to make a plan. When you set that date, you're pulling the outcome that you want towards you while pulling yourself to that outcome. The harder and more strategic you pull these together, the faster the outcome gets here. In other words, the faster you become the outcome you want. Set the date and pull. Number 7 is to confront fear-based truths. We all have these. Literally 0 people are exempt. These truths we accept on a level where we don't even know of their acceptance. We don't know that we don't know they are there. These fear-based truths are outside the realm of our conscious awareness. You're doing them without thought. And it takes someone else to help us notice these self-limiting beliefs so that we can confront these things when we find these things that we find to be of absolute truth. But in reality, they're based on a lie. And without this confrontation, we are slaves to these false limits that we are imposing upon ourselves. This is why you get a qualified coach that's been where you are, struggled to overcome it, and forced the expansion of mind to help others solve these obstacles as well. Personally, I just happen to be fortunate that my problems came to find me early in life. Otherwise I wouldn't know anything about all this mindset stuff. And the moral of the story is that your problems are going to find you, or you're going to find your problems. And both of those are going to suck, but one sucks far less than the other. So go confront your problems. And even if you could do it alone, why would you want to? The thing is, you can get outside by tearing down a wall. It'll hurt, it'll take you a really long time, and you'll probably quit. And you can get outside by knocking down a door. It'll take a few tries, it'll probably hurt real bad, but you might make it. Or you could turn the doorknob and get through faster and easier with no injuries. Please give Grit Gym a shot to help you with your New Year's resolution this year, so you can turn the doorknob instead of trying to knock the wall down.